Welcome to Global Campus Group. In this lesson, we continue Unit 1, Exploring Business, by examining business markets. This is an important topic because businesses operate within markets where buyers and sellers interact. Prices are influenced by demand and supply, and firms make pricing and output decisions. Depending on the type of market structure they face, in this lecture, we will study three main areas. First, we will explore different market structures. Second, we will examine demand, supply, and price. Third, we will look at pricing and output decisions in different markets. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to explain the main types of market structure, understand how demand and supply affect price, and describe how businesses make pricing and output decisions. A market is a place or system where buyers and sellers interact to exchange goods, services, or assets. One of the key outcomes of this interaction is the determination of price. Market structure refers to the characteristics of a market and the firms operating within it. This includes the number of firms, the level of competition, the nature of the product being sold, pricing power, and barriers to entry. There are two main types of market structure in this lesson: perfect competition and imperfect competition. In perfect competition, many small firms compete against each other. They sell identical or very similar products, and no single firm is able to influence the market price. There is freedom of entry and exit, and firms are price takers. In imperfect competition, firms have at least some control over pricing. Products are often differentiated through branding, quality, design, or service. There are usually barriers to entry, and competition varies in intensity. We now move to demand, supply, and price. Demand is the quantity of a good or service that consumers are willing and able to purchase at a certain price level during a given period of time. Demand can be influenced by affordability, competition, the availability of substitutes, the level of gross domestic product, and the needs and aspirations of consumers. Supply is the quantity of a good or service that producers are willing and able to offer for sale at a certain price level during a given period of time. Supply can be influenced by the availability of raw materials and labor, logistics, the ability to produce profitably, competition for raw materials, and government support. Price is influenced by the interaction of demand and supply. When demand rises relative to supply, prices may rise. When supply rises relative to demand, prices may fall. Price elasticity measures how responsive quantity demanded or quantity supplied is to a change in price. Price elasticity of demand is the change in quantity demanded in response to a change in price. Price elasticity of supply is the change in quantity supplied in response to a change in price. We now turn to pricing and output decisions. In a perfectly competitive market, firms are price takers. They must accept the market price determined by supply and demand. As a result, firms adjust output to maximize profit while remaining efficient. Because firms in perfect competition cannot control price, they are highly responsive to changes in their competitors' prices and output. They focus on efficiency, cost control, and maintaining competitiveness. In an imperfectly competitive market, firms have some control over pricing because of product differentiation or limited competition. This allows them to set prices above cost and potentially earn higher profits. Their output decisions are influenced by market power, strategy, and market conditions. Firms may also respond strategically to competitors by adjusting prices, using promotions, changing output, or improving product features. This means pricing and output decisions are more flexible and more strategic in imperfect competition than in perfect competition. Let us now summarize the lesson. We have examined business markets and the meaning of market structure. We compared perfect competition and imperfect competition. We explored demand, supply, and price, including the main factors influencing demand and supply. We also explained price elasticity and how businesses make pricing and output decisions. These concepts are central to understanding how firms behave in markets and how competition shapes business strategy. Thank you for joining this lesson from Global Campus Group.